Hi, thanks for swinging by. What we're going to talk about in this quick video is the art of the upsell. What? So first of all, I'm just going to come right out the gate and say, guess what? Upselling is not bad. It's awesome. Have you ever been supersized at McDonald's? You have the right to say no, but I'm going to shelve that for a second and show you how I make it fun to upsell. What? Selling can be fun? Yes, it can, because it should be fun. Let's just jump right in because that's what this video is about. So if you haven't been here before, my name's Heather McKay. Hi, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I've been a wedding photographer for 2 decades and I was in sales before that. So for me, selling's always been fun. That's why I talk about almost like that's all I talk about on my channel. As you can tell, I'm like super like all energized right now. It's not a bad thing. Like sales get such a bad rap. Like people want, oh, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be pushy. You're not being salesy. You're not being pushy. They have the right to say no. Like have a little more respect for them, that they are an adult and they can choose what they want to buy, right? The difference is you just have a lot of things to offer them that are targeted to you, what you love and what your clients are going to love, and you've really honed that in, then it's easy. And that's really what an upselling is. So I just want to ask you a real quick question, and you're going to share it honestly below in the comments, please. Did you, when you put your packages together, did you just cram in a bunch of crap because you were like afraid of the price that you were charging? Be honest. I bet you did. That's what most people do, especially wedding photographers. They're like, it comes with 8 hours and a second photographer and a videographer, and I'll come in, I'll like, boudoir photos, and I'll do a photo booth, and it'll come with an album, and it comes with digitals, and just like all, and 11 by 14 and all this other stuff for $1,000. I mean, that hopefully you're not doing it for that, but you get my point. Is like, that's how bonkers people's pricing are these days. So I just want to like really paint you a picture of like, take all that crap out, literally. All of that stuff, not necessary. It doesn't need to be in the package. Take it all out and upsell every single item. What that does is it makes you take everything out and think critically. Do I actually think they need an 11 by 14? No. Do they ever come back and actually order that 11 by 14 from you? Probably not. They don't care. You're fluffing up your packages because you're not confident in the pricing. I know that was very harsh, right? But that's really what's happening. So take it all out and then look at all of them. Do they all actually need to be in there? No. Do the digital files have to be in there? Nope. Guess what? They don't. And I got tons of videos on that on this channel, so go check those out. I want to get into the meat of it, right? So let's give you something you can do to feel comfortable. When I'm in the sales room, because I do in-person sales or virtual in-person sales now because I travel a lot, everything with the client and me, it's a collaboration. I look at it as I'm like, imagine back in the day when like, men and women had formal dances. So think back to that, and you'd have the male who'd ask the woman on the dance floor to dance. You get them out there with you. I mean, if they're there to buy something, if they're there in the sales session, if that's really why you're there, is to sell them a wedding album, sell them a wedding package, sell them whatever, then they're already said yes to the dance. That's the way I look at it. And then your job is you are the male lead dance partner. So all you're doing is you've got this, and I'm using, this metaphor, so obviously I'm all about same-sex marriages and all that stuff. I'm just using this as a metaphor. I'm the male dance partner, and my client is the female dance partner. And I have my hand on the lower back, and I just guide them around the dance floor, which is I'm guiding them through my price list. That's all I'm doing. And so every time we take a twirl around the room, that's them buying something more, something else that I sell. I just happen to know fun things that they might want, and then I just make it easy for them to say yes. That's it. So just think about you as like, it's a collaboration. I'm not pressuring them into anything. All I'm doing is I'm working the room with them. That's it. They're my dance partner. And it is a full collaboration. Sometimes a client comes up with a cool idea. I have tons of videos like that on my channel. But I just look at upselling is me just guiding them through the dance floor. I'm guiding them through my price list. So when you cram all that stuff in your packages, you're not giving yourself any opportunity to upsell. And then a lot of times what actually happens is the opposite of what you would want, is what generally your client like feels like, well, why is all this garbage I don't want in the package? Can't I make that price lower? So if you do upselling instead, they are choosing it. They're the ones choosing to buy it. It's like when I go to, I don't know if you have a Wegmans grocery store near you, but it's notorious. You go in there for like, 2 items just on your way home from work, and it's always $100. Like, it's my choice to throw all that stuff into my shopping cart. So that's the same thing with upselling. They're just strategic. So for a wedding album, what's an upsell? Extra pages. If they want 5,000 million photos in their wedding album, it's not going to go all on one page. They have to get more pages, or they need a bigger book. Easy upsells, 2 upsells right there. Larger book, more pages. End of story. So easy. Either they need it or they don't. So I'm not pushy at all. I love it. It's so fun. So think about upselling is an art. It really is an art and a science, and you get your own wording and what works for you, but don't be afraid of selling. Say that. I mean, like, again, when I look at people's packages, when they first come to me for coaching on their pricing, that's the first thing I have everybody do. It's take all that garbage out of your package and then leave the price where it is and see what happens. What? Yes, leave the price where it is. It's amazing. And we get quick results right away. So take all that stuff out, put it as a line item, and upsell it instead. Obviously, I went through the wedding example, but what about portraits? Okay, well, portraits, why are they hiring me? They're hiring me to take pictures of their family reunion or holiday cards or whatever. Great, let's just sit down with whatever kind of photography you do and brainstorm some upsells. If they like holiday cards, guess what's super easy? Ornaments. Like, if they're celebrating Christmas, why not have a Christmas tree ornament? That's an easy, very affordable upsell. How about you take that photo they chose for their holiday card and you make them a canvas or something like that? Like, it's just so easy when you start breaking it down and make it fun for you to think of awesome ways you can upsell. And the biggest thing is to work on your mindset around what that even means. I think it's really fun to upsell. It's really, really fun to watch my clients spoil themselves. I'm not forcing them to do anything. You know what? Here, I'll give you another good example because I love telling stories on my channel. Hopefully this helps. And obviously leave me a comment down below on something that I guarantee you, if you've been in business a few years, you've had a client who asked to buy something or they upsold themselves. So I want to hear those stories. So I'll just give you an example. This addresses your mindset around selling and around pricing and all that stuff. So this was years ago. I had a groom and he was an accountant, like not even an accountant. He teaches finance. Like, he writes articles and gets published in Forbes and wherever, right? So like super finance guy. So not surprising, he's frugal. So, and it was like, it was his 3rd marriage, her 2nd marriage. They were older. Like, they were like, we're not going to have grandkids out of this union. I mean, he was a very pragmatic guy, which is why we got along. When he came to me and booked me, he was very clear that he was like, wedding album, oh my gosh, I'm not spending, those cost what? I'm not spending more than $1,000 on our album. There's no way. And he was very clear, and I wrote it down. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You come back and I will find you something for $1,000. So lo and behold, he came back after the wedding. Part of it is they haven't seen the photos yet. They're not in love with all the photos yet. So they don't know when they're booking us what they really want. They just need to get a photographer and get married and go down that path. So that's part of it. I'll just put a pin in that thought process for a second. But my point is, then they came over to approve the album design and choose the stuff. And of course, he picked a larger album and he wanted more pages, and he loved all the photos so much that we needed like a ton more pages. And then he decided to get copies of the book for all their kids, because he had kids, she had kids. So it ended up like, I don't even know. It was like 10 copies. I think they're groomsmen and the bridesmaids. I don't remember, but it was like a ton of people. Like, so much so that they had come straight from work and the bride left. She's like, I'm out. Do what you want. Like, and he spent so much money on all these albums. So just, all I did was sit there and let him. I just like, what do you want? Let's do it. All right, let's get those photos in this album. No problem. There's another page. There's another page. And he sat there. He was here for hours. I should have had it catered. I should have had dinner brought in for us. But it was funny because the bride left. So that's another one of those mindset things, is the wedding industry. It's not all about the bride. The groom's a capable adult. He can make decisions. He's in it too, So anyway, I just thought that was a funny story, and I was laughing. I mean, I was calling him out on it. I was, like, we had a rapport by then. So I was like, oh yeah, $1,000, eh? So he obviously spent more. I could have tried to cram all that in and made it $1,000, but why would I do that? I mean, they're both professional. They're doing fine. It's his choice. He wanted all these extra photos. he wanted the copies, like it's just an upsell. But if you don't have it ready, if you don't think about people might want an extra copy of their wedding album, then when somebody asks or when you want to upsell them, you need to be ready for that and have kind of a price on it and thought that stuff through. So that's the kind of stuff I go through with my coaching clients. Obviously, I help you nail that stuff down. So anyway, I just want to share that fun little story, but also more importantly, kind of give you that dance metaphor, is that it's a collaboration 100%. You are not twisting anyone's arm to upsell. We're not doing sleazy tactics. It's literally the same. Like I said, if you walk into McDonald's and they ask you, well, don't you want the package deal, whatever they're called? I don't go to McDonald's, so I don't know. But, you know, the supersize me, like, oh, you get a soda and you get the fries and you get the whatever for $1 more. That's all it is. You just have that list of things that you can tack on to the original package. That's it. So take all that garbage out of your package and put them all as line items and upsell them instead, and then share with me how it goes, because I'm totally fascinated to see how people do once they understand this dance metaphor and that you're not being sleazy. You're just helping them get what they want, and in turn, you get to fund your business, which is the whole point. Why are you running a business if you're not profitable and making money? So that's it. Think about it as a dance partner. You are the lead, and they are following your lead. So you just walk them around your price list, and then they can say yes or no, done. And you just boop, 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 type it up, give them the bill, they pay you, end of story, then they live happily ever after. Okay, that's it. All right, bye.